What is a home? For half a million of Indonesian urban poor, it is slums and informal settlements that leave them excluded from access to affordable housing and opportunity to a good quality of life. I am Dhifan, representing Universitas Indonesia, and I'll be talking about the SDGs number 11, Sustainable Cities and Communities. Indonesia, amongst the other 191 United Nations member states, have made commitments to advance sustainable cities and communities by implementing the 2030 Development Agenda. But what constitutes as a sustainable city and community? Well, people gravitate towards major cities, resulting in the tremendous growth of major cities, while rural landscapes remain relatively underdeveloped. Almost 60% of Indonesia's population resides in well-known major cities, creating a dense population area, resulting in significant resource waste, as well as challenges inside the city themselves. But even then, why do people still flock to major cities? In Indonesia, they serve as centers for commerce, employment, culture, and virtually all other areas that affect the daily lives of modern civilization. Cities like Jakarta, Medan, Makassar, and several others act as magnets for individuals to reside in, as they have access to better jobs, healthcare, living standards, and overall more opportunities to better their quality of life. This sociological trend has resulted in mass urbanization, and with it, more issues. Housing is one such issue. Limited urban areas insist the shift of settlement patterns into vertical housing. However, many individuals prefer to reside in slum areas as it is culturally more familiar to them. Hence, increasing the number of people who have access to decent and affordable housing will necessitate a strong commitment from a variety of stakeholders. Governments, on the other hand, have tried to implement several programs and initiatives that can be categorized into three different aspects. First is demand. Governments have strengthened the primary and secondary housing financing system, including optimizing the use of long-term financing sources like the Public Housing Savings, or TAPERA, and Social Security pension funds, expanding housing financing options, particularly for irregular income groups and independent home construction. Second is supply. Governments have increased land efficiency for housing provisions via inclusive urban renewal and land consolidation. Finally, from an environmental standpoint, governments have strengthened the implementation of security and practicability standards for building, allowing for better quality of materials and lesser footprint during construction. The affordable housing market over the past decades has been dominated by the non-public sector. This creates institutional underdevelopment and complicates social, political, cultural, and economic interaction between various actors and mechanisms of housing provisions, account for the general inability of developing nations to provide affordable and high-quality housing. A focus on reducing costs has resulted in small plot sizes, compromised design quality, and a lack of services, which raises the issue of the housing product's cultural suitability. These factors frequently keep culturally appropriate and affordable housing out of reach for urban poor families. These programs must be combined with various study modes of affordable housing provisions in relation to cultural needs of residents. Failure to provide quality products and cultural appropriateness in housing provisions, as well as the matching of housing products to people's needs by utilizing their local knowledge, is heavily under-researched. Commitments and promises made by our beloved government have been present for decades. How many years left for it to come into fruition? I think all is not lost. I invite the judges, my brothers and sisters, as people with academic backgrounds to help fill in the research gap in this field in order to provide better homes. Because guess what? The roof we're standing under is the very same roof that 500,000 are standing under. Thank you.